Yet somebody was impacted by a video I did and got back to me and said, you were talking about me. And I thought, well, first of all, if I was talking about you, so? I didn't mention your name. I didn't say anything about you. This is me. This is my lived experience that I'm sharing with people, whoever. It has nothing to do with you. Yet that impacted that person a lot, and that person felt the need to make it my problem, that I should be wrong about that. And my old self, pre-COVID even, I'm saying, even in March of this last year, I would have said, oh my gosh, you're right, you're right, you're right, I'm so sorry. I would have been a different person than I've become. I would have thought, ruminated more about that and thought, oh man, I'm wrong. Yeah, I'm wrong. Because I made myself wrong all the time. My whole life has been about making myself wrong and about operating in fear. Fear of where will I get in trouble? Who's going to be mad at me? I seriously had a job where I every day would think, I hope I don't piss anybody off. I hope I don't piss anybody off. Until the end of that job when it became, so let's see how many people we can piss off today because that means I'm making a difference. And if I'm making somebody else uncomfortable or upset because of who I'm being when I'm being authentic, that's not about me. When people are upset or frustrated, it's not about me. Isn't that weird? Unless it is. I mean, unless it is. If the message is for me, then I need to own it. But if I say something that upsets somebody else and they come back to me upset, that's about them. And then the questions I can have are things like, tell me more about that. What is it about that that upset you so much? And let's talk about this so that we can actually connect. That's my goal. My goal is connection and higher consciousness. Because if we don't have that in our world, we're going to continue down this divided path we find ourselves right now, which is let me find a whole bunch of evidence that proves I'm right so that I can make the other side wrong. I am so not about that. I believe at the core of my being that we are so much more alike than we are separate. And if we would just look for that, even if it's a sliver of space where we're alike, I promise all of us that we can actually shift the world. I know it. It happens all the time. If people are willing to have a dialogue, and I'm telling you, people mock me about calling it dialogue. I know they do, and I don't care anymore. I used to care. I used to say, oh, that's right, you're gonna, make fun of me because I'm using language on purpose. I'm using language on purpose. And I'm going to use the word dialogue. Dialogue to me is a huge distinction between what most of us do when we're having conversations. Because we don't know better. Dialogue is suspending previous assumptions in order to learn from each other. And if we're not willing to suspend previous assumptions because we're bringing all of our own baggage into every conversation we're having, we're never going to connect. Well, we'll connect, and we'll connect with those people who already believe what we believe. And that's what's happening right now. We're riling up the sides of division. And we're saying, come with me because I believe they're wrong. Let's all dig in our heels and find ways everybody else is wrong. And let's keep talking about that because it feels good. It feels good to take a side. It feels good to take a position. It feels good to fight. It feels like I'm doing something when I'm fighting against the wrong. And fighting against the wrong just brings more attention to the wrong, whatever that is in your mind, whatever you've made it up to be, to your judgment. Fighting against what you see as wrong is judgment. At the beginning of that, it's judgment. And then what? And then as you judge, you bring more attention to that. So why would we not try to find the place that we have, even if it's one tiny little thing we have in common, one tiny little thing? That's why we have to get to know people as people and not as objects. Do you have brothers and sisters? Where were you born? What's your favorite color? What's your favorite food? Tell me more about you. Because if we can find that one place, even if we're completely divided on everything else and we both like pizza. Oh, thank God. Okay, pizza. Let's talk about pizza. What kind of pizza do you like? Oh, me too. I do too. That's so awesome. Do you see how we've now connected on something? Even if we're completely opposite on other things, there's going to be at least one thing we can come into connection with. I'm going to talk to myself. What am I doing? Jodee, what are you doing to connect? What are you doing every single day of your life to find that one connection point? Because that's the way I can shift the world. Not to find ways the other side of any debate is wrong so I can be right. If that's what we're doing and we're calling that conversation and connection, then we're doing it wrong. That's my opinion. I got a little heated on that, didn't I? And that's why I believe that now is the perfect time for us to find connection. To find connection, because I'm going to speak for the United States right now. If we don't do this, you guys, in, I don't know, what are they saying, 40 days, whatever, however many days it is, in the next couple of months, we're going to be taking up arms against each other, because we could seriously have a civil war if people dig their heels in and say, you are stupid on the other side of my belief. That's so not true. And if you are someone who says all this group of people does it this way, and if you're someone who says all the other side does it like this, you're lying. You are lying. You have to stop lying about that. It's not true that all R's do it this way and all D's do it this way. Please stop lying about that. There's nothing you can do to convince me that all people in one category are exactly alike. Stop it. Find the place we all come together. Find the place we can agree, because there's so much power in the place we agree. Do what you can to find that place we agree. Religiously, economically, politically, wherever we have divides. Find the place we're alike. Life is too freaking short, you guys. If we learned nothing else over this forced slowdown, don't even talk about whether it's a real thing or not a real thing, or wearing masks or not wearing. None of that matters. Where is the place we can come together? If it's only one, find that one. But when you look for one and you find one, you're going to find another. And then you're going to find another. And then you're going to find another. And then you're going to have to look in the mirror and go, man, everything I thought about that person was wrong. And then you're going to have to ask yourself, is it worth it to me to admit that there was something I didn't even know I didn't know? That's the crack. That's the crack that will allow the light to come in. And when any of us has that crack in our old belief system that allows the light to come in, that's the possibility. And that's what I'm standing for. And that's what I am committed to. And it's what I'm dedicating the rest of my life and career to. And it's about being real. Real. I point up there, you probably can't see it if you're not on video, but get real. Get real. Get real, people. Get real. Radical, energized, authentic, and learning based, or learning focused. What will that create in you? Not in anybody else. So what? So what if nobody else wants to play along? You do. You go first. So this is what our Get Real circle on Facebook is all about. We talk about things like this. We have many opportunities to connect in conversations like this. And I could be completely wrong about this, but tell me. Let's talk about it. Don't attack me, because then what I do is feel I need to defend. And there's no need for defense in conversation. Because we're not attacking. We're coming in curiosity and contribution. That creates a completely different conversation. So that's Get Real Circle on Facebook. You can find it under groups. It's a group. My course, getrealcircle.com, is out there. We're going to start our first actual course in mid-October. So look for that, getrealcircle.com. Free course you can take to get a feel for this. But what we're talking about today, is what we will be doing in that course. Giving you opportunities to learn some of those distinctions for yourself. Get radical, get energized, get authentic, get learning focused. And what will you become in that 6 weeks when you say, I'm worth it to make this investment in time and money for my future and the future of the people around me. That's what Get Real is all about. So thank you for allowing me to communicate today. I'm really excited about the future we're creating when we get real. Thanks, everybody. Talk to you soon.